Hello everyone, I hope that you're well. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have some reveals on some items that I've ordered online within the last month and a half, a couple of handbags, a small leather good, and a few lipsticks. So I hope that you enjoy this video. If you do, make sure and give it a thumbs up. And without further ado, let's get started, shall we? All right, so let's start off with handbags. And I did end up getting one from Louis Vuitton, so I figured we could begin with that one. And before I get into it, let me just give you guys a quick backstory on it. I promise you I won't make it crazy long. So this bag has been a chase for me. I have been actively looking for it since last year. Last year, I talked to a couple different sales associates who were trying to track it down for me, and to no avail. So when I heard that Louis Vuitton in March was releasing a lot more items online and hard to find items, I started stalking the website, all right? Like, no joke, I started stalking it. I talked to a couple friends to give me some tips on when, when they found theirs and things like that. And I was on that website at like 2 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock at night, midnight, and we all know I suffer from insomnia. So I became obsessed with trying to track down this bag. So finally, I was like, you know what? I'm over this bag. I don't want this bag. I just, no more. Of course, I was lying to myself, but I decided to be like Charlie and Willy Wonka and just give it one more go. I was on there, I think it was either Monday or Tuesday at 8 o'clock in the morning. I went onto the website and it said place in cart. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my gosh, I hit place in cart faster than I think I can ever remember doing that. And I was able to get the bag. I was I think I was screaming. I was so excited. That sounds so ridiculous, right? But I felt like such a kid because after all this time, I was finally able to get the bag. And they ended up overnighting it, so I got it the very next day. And when I opened up the box, that grin just went from here to here. I mean, it was the love was definitely real. Now this bag, I've always thought it was super, super cute. I've always been a big fan of it, but it does have one feature that I often gripe about, something that tends to drive me nuts, so it might surprise some of you guys. And the bag that I am talking about is the beautiful Louis Vuitton NANO SPEEDY. I think that this is so, so adorable, and I know what you guys are thinking. Minnie, it's way too small. It is small, but trust me, it packs a punch. And the detail that I was talking about is the fact that this doesn't have an adjustable nor a removable strap. So in the past, that has kind of driven me a little bit crazy, and I often refer to it as the one-size-fits-all type of strap. So I was a little bit nervous to see how it would end up working out on my body frame. But once I took it out and I put it on crossbody, it actually ends up landing right at my hip. So it's not too high up on my torso and it's not too low. So that was definitely a plus. And if I use it on my shoulder, it ends up being a little bit longer, but still not to the point where it's too uncomfortable either. But even though I haven't used this bag out and about, I have been enjoying it around the house. And so far, it just seems like it's going to be very, very comfortable, and just, I don't know, I'm a sucker when it comes to many things. I think that they're so adorable. Sometimes they don't end up working out, but I was just blown away by how much I can actually fit inside of this bag. So I am ridiculously, ridiculously happy. I told one of the sales associates, I was like, oh my gosh, I got the NANO SPEEDY. She's like, what? No way, blah, blah, blah. And again, just stalking the website. So I was on there, I think it was either Monday or Tuesday at 8 o'clock in the morning, just some random day. And it popped up. So let me give you guys a really quick tour of this bag. So there is a front view of it. There is a side view. There is another side view, the back side, and then there are no feet. It does have the zippered closure at the very top, and it opens up like so. And then on the interior, you have the brown textile lining. There are no zippers, there are no pockets. It just has a tab that says Louis Vuitton Paris, made in France. There we go. And then the strap, once again, you can't remove it and you can't adjust it. So there it is. But I am super happy that I was able to add this bag to my collection, and I can't wait to start using it. I can't wait to be able to give you guys feedback on how it's been wearing, and if it's comfortable or if it's not comfortable, or if it's just the idea that I liked and maybe it doesn't end up working out for my lifestyle, and be able to share the good, the bad, and the ugly. But so far, I am just, I'm definitely very, very excited that I was able to get it. Let me show you guys some mod shots on how it looks on my body frame, and I also wanted to show you what what you can, like give you an idea as to what you can end up carrying in this bag, because remember, as I said, it is definitely not, you know, this tiny bag that you can only fit one thing. It's crazy how much you can end up fitting inside of this bag. Now, as far as what ends up fitting inside of the Nano Speedy, it is small, but trust me, it packs a punch. It blew my mind how many items I can end up fitting in here. I definitely felt like Mary Poppins, but I did want to share 2 small leather goods with you that I absolutely love, but some of you might find it to be a little bit fussy if you decide to go for the Nano Speedy. The first one is the Louis Vuitton mini pochette. As you guys know, this is one of my all-time favorite small leather goods, and although it does end up fitting in here, you do have to put it in at an angle, so that's why I was saying some of you might find it to be a little bit fussy. I don't think it's too bad, but it just goes in like so. The chain sometimes gets caught on the zipper, but you still have space for your other goodies. Not only that, by using the mini pochette with this bag, I really like it because that way if you wanted to take this out by itself, you have that option, and you can also use it as a wallet, as a catch-all, what have you. So again, I don't think it's too bad, but some of you might find it fussy because you do have to put it in at an angle. The other one is the Chanel Beauty CC pouch. This is right around the same lines as the mini pochette. You just have to put it in at an angle. This one seems to be a little bit easier to put it inside. I'm assuming because of the chain, because that chain, like I said before, sometimes gets caught in the zipper, but you still have quite a bit of space for other goodies. But what I have noticed when I was playing around with this bag, I really do prefer to go for more compact small leather goods, because with those I feel like you can really end up maximizing your space, plus they're not as fussy to get in and out of. So I have found that these guys end up working out the best. First up, when packing this bag, would be my phone. But if your phone, mine is a little bit under 6 inches in height. If your phone is over 6 inches in height, it might be a little bit funky to fit it inside of this bag. Although I would assume that you could end up putting it diagonally, but by doing that, you might end up taking away with something else that you want to carry. So just food for thought. But this guy fits in here, no problem. So there we go. Next up is the Louis Vuitton flat card holder. So this is what I was talking about. Instead of going for a larger wallet, I definitely prefer to maximize my space with something like this. So this guy fits in there quite nicely. Next is the Louis Vuitton round coin purse, the Louis Vuitton clay. Sometimes I like to carry this guy. This is just a little pouch that I got at Z Gallery. It says cold hard cash. Do I ever carry cold hard cash? Not really. But sometimes I use it as a catch-all. Sometimes I use it for, you know, just, you know, bits and bobs within my bag. So that guy fits in there. Then I also have the Louis Vuitton 6 key holder. I can also fit my Chanel one in here quite nicely, although that one is a little bit bulkier than the Louis Vuitton one. Then I have the Chanel hand cream, which also fits inside, and 3 lipsticks. But to be completely honest with you, I would be using some lipsticks in some of those other pouches as well, because we all know, all right, I can't just carry 3. I have to carry a plethora with me. Don't make fun of me. But these guys also fit in here quite nicely, no problem. And there we go. Fully packed. And I also wanted to bring out, I'm trying to be careful, these are the hubby's Ray-Bans, the ones that you can fold a million times over. These guys, you can also end up fitting them right on top. He does have a case for them, so if you do have larger sunglasses, obviously it wouldn't be too easy to fit them in here, but with these types of sunglasses, the ones that are collapsible, they can definitely end up fitting on top, no problem. But for the most part, this is pretty much how I would end up carrying this bag. That's crazy, right? And it still ends up zipping, no lumps or bumps anywhere. And truth be told, I can still fit a little bit more in there, but I know I don't want to carry everything in the kitchen sink, although it definitely seems that way, right? But yeah, there we go. That's crazy, right? I was like, what? When I was sitting there, I just kept putting in more and more items, and it was insane. The other bag that I purchased is from Coach. Now, you guys have heard me talk about wanting to add a Coach handbag to my collection over the last year and a half. I've talked about it on my wish list videos, and I had an idea as to what I wanted to go for and what color combination with the hardware. But once I saw this one, I fell in love. It was between this one and another one, but this one ended up speaking to me the loudest. And I have mad love for Coach. I always have, I always will. It was my first love. And once I had this bag in my hands, I got all the feels. Like that sweet, sweet nostalgia just kicked in and I am here for it. You know what I mean? But I ended up going for the beautiful Coach Tabby Top Handle 20. That name is a little bit long, but I went for it in the chalk, and I think that this bag is so, so beautiful. Like I said before, I had an idea of which one I wanted to go for. I had talked about the Parker, I had talked about the Tabby 26, but this one definitely spoke to me the loudest. I love the structure. I love the size. It's not too big. It's not too small. I think that this size is perfect for like spring and summer just because it's not overwhelming, especially since it is white. And I have been wanting to add a white handbag to my collection for the longest time. Yes, I have the Louis Vuitton Petite Noe in the multicolor canvas, but I just wanted an all white leather handbag. And I've always been super nervous because I do wear a lot of dark colored clothing. So I wanted to go for a white handbag that had beautiful, that had beautiful leather, that didn't break the bank and still gave me all of that great quality. And this just ended up fitting all of those, boxes, or checking off all of those boxes. And I couldn't be happier. But let me give you guys a really quick tour of this bag. So on the front side, you do have the peppled leather on the flap part, and then you have the smooth leather throughout the rest of the bag. It also comes with a signature Coach tag, but there is the front. It is a top handle bag. And then there's a side view of it. It does have a stitch right here, right along the pleating. And then on the back side, you have one slip pocket. There is another side view of it. It also has 4 feet along the bottom. And let me just show you guys the top part. There we go. And then as far as the interior of this bag, it does have a snap button closure, or a push button closure, I'm sorry, that opens up like so. To reveal, you have one slip pocket here, then you also have two compartments, and then you also have a zippered closure right there. This bag also comes with a removable, adjustable strap, and it is quite generous because you have a total of 7 different adjustments, so that way you can carry it crossbody, you can put it on your shoulder, you can hand carry the bag. I feel like it's very, very versatile, but I am just crazy, crazy excited about this, and I think it is so, so beautiful. The craftsmanship is incredible. There are no pop stitches, there are no like funky indentations, there are no marks, there are no issues with, with the varnish or anything like that, and I just think it is so, so gorgeous. And Coach, I feel like, this is something that I've talked about in other videos. Coach has definitely stepped up their game within the last couple of years. And I just feel like the attention to detail that they have on their handbags, the quality of leather that you're getting for the price point that it is just absolutely insane. So I am just super, super happy about this bag. But I want to show you guys what it looks like on my body frame. For reference, I am 5'5". I also wanted to show you what it fits inside. And on that note, I wanted to say that because it does have stitching on the sides here, on those pleats, it adds a really great detail to the design, but it also kind of prevents from how much you can end up fitting in this bag. So you can't get too crazy, with carrying everything in the kitchen sink. So I just want to throw that out there just in case. And you guys will see it in the video. But I am super, super, super happy. And I might end up taking this tag off, although part of me feels like, no, that's classic Coach. You know what I mean? That is classic Coach. And I think it is gorgeous. So it's been, oh man, I want to say, I don't even know how long it's been. Like I said, it's been years, but it's been like decades since I have added a Coach handbag to my collection, and I am just ridiculously happy. I can't even talk, but yeah, so obsessed with this bag and can't wait to start using it. Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to be out and about, so I wouldn't be able to let you guys know, how comfortable it is, and I will definitely keep you guys posted on how it ends up wearing. All right, so enough talking. Let me show you guys what it fits and the mod shots on this beautiful bag. Now, as far as what I would end up fitting inside of the Coach Tabby Top Handle 20, my goodness, that is a mouthful. I definitely prefer to go for more compact small leather goods, items that I feel that I can really end up maximizing my space and aren't too fussy, although you can end up pushing the envelope when it comes to this bag, and I wanted to give you guys a demonstration on that. But since this bag does have two main compartments, the back compartment there has a zipper, and that zipper kind of takes away from how much you can end up carrying, so the front compartment is a little bit wider. And because of that, I would end up putting the widest items, or the thickest items, if you will, on the front pocket, such as the Chanel Beauty CC pouch. Sometimes with this guy, I like to use it as a wallet, but since I am going to be carrying a card holder, I will end up using it as a catch-all. So this guy goes in the main compartment, or the front compartment. Next up would be my phone. I'm able to fit it inside of my smaller handbags, no problem. So this guy would go in the front compartment as well. Next up would be the Louis Vuitton card holder. And again, I feel like by going for something like this as a wallet, you can really end up maximizing that space. I prefer to use it this way instead of this way because that way I'm not taking up too much space. So that guy also goes on the other side of the Chanel Beauty CC pouch. Then I would also go for the Louis Vuitton clay, and I would put that guy right next to the Louis Vuitton card holder like so. So you can see that that front pocket is starting to get a little bit, you know, bulky. And then on the back compartment, I would end up putting the Louis Vuitton 6 key holder, as well as the Louis Vuitton round coin purse. And I will also fit a lippy right in between both of those small leather goods. So this is what I was saying. This is really pushing the envelope with how much you can end up carrying in here, but you can still end up closing it, no problem. You have a little bit of a lump and bump on the side there. But again, if you want to carry a little bit less, it might be a lot easier. And I really don't foresee myself using this back pocket too much, or the one in the very front. Just because I've noticed that when it comes to these types of bags, I really don't end up using these too often. I more so end up using the main compartments. But if I was to take out this Beauty CC pouch, and not use it, I definitely have a lot more space for something that might be a little bit more slender. And if I go to close it up, no problem, and you don't have any lumps and bumps on the top or anything like that. So there we go. There's a side view of it with some of the other items. So it really comes down to what it is that you want to carry with your bag. If you want to maximize your space, if you want to carry a little bit more or a little bit less, again, you can definitely get away with pushing the envelope with this bag. But if you don't want to have those funky lumps and bumps, then by going for smaller items that aren't as fussy and don't take up too much space or aren't too wide, like maybe this, it would definitely be the way to go. But there we go. That's what ends up fitting inside of this beautiful bag. Now that you've seen both of these bags, it's crazy that the Nano Speedy ends up fitting a little bit more, even though they are pretty similar when it comes to width. But because this doesn't have any other pockets, it just has that same Speedy silhouette, it really ends up contributing to how much you can end up fitting inside of this bag. Whereas with this one, even though it is a little bit bigger, because it does have the stitches along the sides, it really restricts from how much you can end up carrying in this bag. But I also wanted to mention one thing before we move on. The way that this bag came packaged, it came packaged better than some of the luxury bags I've purchased throughout the years. It was like Fort Knox. It literally took me like 10-15 minutes to take off all of the stickers, to take off all of the wrapping. It just came beautifully, beautifully packaged. So major kudos to Coach for just the time and the attention that they took to end up packaging their handbag. But once again, here they are side by side. The small leather good that I purchased is from Louis Vuitton, and if you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen a sneak peek of it, but I ended up buying the Kirigami set. As many of you know, I love pouches, so I decided to go for the Kirigami set, and I like the fact that you have 3 different pouches, they're 3 different sizes, and they all have different colored interiors. So the largest one is this guy, and then on the inside you have this beautiful pink, then you have a medium-sized pouch, and the interior of this one has this gorgeous red, so pink and red, I can't deny those colors. And then the smallest one does have this gorgeous raspberry. So I thought that was pretty cool. I've heard so many of you guys talk about this set, and so many of you love it. A lot of you end up using these as clutches, you use them as catch-alls. You end up using the smallest one as a wallet. So again, the fact that you have 3 separate size pouches and the fact that they all have different colors, I really like that. So far, I've only used the small one. This one I've used as a catch-all, believe it or not. And I've also used it as a little mini wallet. I think it's perfect as a little wallet. And just to give you guys an example of what it looks like when you have your cards inside, they end up fitting there very easily. You're able to fit a few more. You can also fit some cash in there, although you do have to fold it a couple of times. I did have some of you guys ask if you can end up fitting your key fob inside of this little guy. I can end up fitting my key fob, no problem. It fits in there. However, I'm not the craziest about it because I feel like it's a little bit close to the button. So when I go to close it, I feel like it might end up hitting my key fob, you know, and that really doesn't give me the warm and fuzzies. So it wouldn't be my preferred way of carrying my key fob. I'd rather have this in either my mini pochette or a different type of pouch, but it does end up fitting in there. If you do have something a little bit larger than this, it might be a little bit harder to fit it inside. But with this one, like I said, it does end up fitting in there. It's just, it makes me a little bit nervous to have it that close to the button. Even if I turn it upside down, I still feel like this might end up, I don't know, might end up causing it to bump against a different small leather good, and then I'll have, you know, my my car will be opened or what have you. I don't know, all right? Maybe I'm being paranoid, but again, it just doesn't give me the warm and fuzzies. I really don't foresee myself using the larger one as a clutch, and honestly, because I've made my peace when it comes to clutches. I think that they're beautiful, and I always end up gravitating towards them, but when push comes to shove, I never end up using them that way. So with this one, I more so end up seeing it as a catch-all. The medium one, I end up seeing it as a catch-all and as a wallet. This is very similar in length to the Beauty CC pouch from Chanel, so I think that's great, and I really like that these pouches aren't too narrow either, so I feel like you can get away with carrying maybe a little bit more. I'm gonna try my hardest not to get crazy, all right? Because we all know I am a pack rat, but still, I like the fact that they're not too narrow, so you can carry more than 1 or 2 lipsticks, and they won't get like crazy bulky either. So as I mentioned previously, I've only been using the small one, but as I start to use the medium and the large, I will definitely let you guys know if I notice anything with wear, if I have any issues with any type of peeling, with any type of cracked canvas or what have you. But so far, this little guy has been pretty amazing. As far as the lipsticks that I purchased, they are from Hermes. I ordered these the day that they ended up launching, and I was really excited about them, not only because I'm a lipstick junkie, as you guys know, but also because this is the first time that the fashion house has gone into any type of beauty products as far as lipsticks and lip liners go. So I thought that was pretty exciting. And I just have to say that when it comes to the packaging, Hermes definitely ends up taking the cake, and I expected nothing less from this fashion house. They all come in the signature orange Hermes box, and it is a slide open type of box, and all of them come with their own little dust bag, so it was a very, very nice touch. And they have an array to choose from. I was able to get 3 lipsticks and a lip balm, 1 in the matte, 2 in the satin, and like I said before, the lip balm. They do have some limited edition colors, and the tube pretty much looks the same on all of them. The matte and the satin all have the black with the brushed gold and the white. The lip balm just has the white with the brushed gold, and the limited edition ones have a little bit more of a pop of color. But they all have the signature H at the very top, and they also have a magnetic closure. And not to mention, they are refillable. Now, as far as the colors go, there is going to be no butchering of names today. So I'm going to show you guys each color, talk a little bit about it, and also put the name on the frame because I will totally butcher them. All right, so the first one, this is part of the satin formula, and this color, I wasn't really sure when I first saw it because online it looked pretty cute. I felt like it could really go with my skin tone, and then when I saw it in real life, I was very hesitant because it definitely has a little bit more orange than I would like, and I can't really pull off orange. I feel like it doesn't work with my skin tone, and I also feel that it makes my teeth look yellow, so I'm not the biggest fan of that, you know. But this, the satin ones are very moisturizing. I don't feel that they end up feathering. They also don't dry out my lips, which is great. But the color is definitely not my favorite. when it comes to this one. The other one is another satin, and this one I like the color a little bit more. It did come damaged when I first opened it up. I showed you guys on Instagram if you follow me. But this guy I feel definitely ends up working with my skin tone a little bit better, and because it does have that satin formula, again, it's a little bit more comfortable to wear. And the last of the colors is the matte. Now the matte, this color is absolutely gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. The pigment that the matte ones have, or the pigment that the matte has, I think is insane, and it definitely gives off that vampy look if that's what you're going for. So it is great. As far as the formula, I'm not the biggest fan. In my experience, I felt that it was a little bit heavy, and I don't use any type of lip liner. I don't use any type of lip primer when it comes to lipsticks. And with this one, I felt like I constantly had to reapply it. It just started to wear very, very quickly. So that was a major bummer. But again, I just felt that it was a little bit heavy on my lips, a little bit more than I would have liked. The last is the lip balm, and this guy I've been using quite a bit over the last couple of weeks. I really do like it, and it is quite moisturizing, although I feel that I have to constantly end up, putting it on to keep that moisture because it starts to wear off a little bit quicker. But I do like it. All of these lipsticks do have a slight scent to them, kind of like that rosy, very Chanel makeup type of scent to it. It doesn't bother me. I actually like it, but it might bother some of you guys, so that's why I just wanted to let you know. But with this one, like I said, it is very moisturizing in the beginning, but it starts to wear off a little bit quicker. Do I think that it's the best lip balm as far as luxury fashion houses go? Definitely not. I think Gucci has some really great lip balm, and I think Dior does an even better job when it comes to lip balms. But again, that's just my opinion. As far as the lipsticks go in general, I do feel that they have so many beautiful colors, although a lot of the colors seem to be more on the pink side and orange side. They do have some beautiful reds, but hopefully in the future they end up releasing some different colors as well. But I do like the satin over the matte, again, because I don't feel it doesn't end up feathering. It's a little bit more moisturizing. It's a lipstick that I don't have to constantly reapply as much as the matte, but the matte has such a beautiful, beautiful color. But out of all of them, I definitely end up using the lip balm most. And in general, I feel like they do have, they do have some really great colors, as I mentioned previously. Are they my favorite lipsticks? Definitely not. I feel like there are other lipsticks from other fashion houses that do a better job when it comes to the formula for a fraction of the price, but it's all a matter of personal preference, and I'm definitely not trying to take anything away from them. And as I mentioned previously, I feel like they take the cake when it comes to packaging, which I think is amazing. But in my eyes, I prefer to have mediocre packaging and have an awesome, awesome lipstick, But again, those are just my 2 cents. If you ended up picking them up and they're your favorite, I think that's amazing. But just for me, I was a little bit underwhelmed with, with the formula. I do like them, and like I said, I do use them. It's just definitely not my favorite. So I just want to give you guys a little bit more information on these lipsticks. All right, you guys, so that does it for my reveal video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope I was able to give you a little bit more information on these items, especially if you're looking to add them as well. And I will put links on the description box below. But again, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys later. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not, the choice is yours. Have a great day.